Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome. We are playing Techtonica again and there is a lot to do today. Firstly, I'm really tired of having to go and collect biomass to make biobricks and we are running out. I think we're on a bit of a clock, so that needs to be sorted out. We've got to get processes sorted out so that we can unlock various signals. And that will require us getting farming set up. And I made a little start in the last episode, and I've expanded a little since then, but there are also other things that we want to do, like expand the mining, and with our newfound technology, we want to get faster belts, and we want to get our production line moving even better, because right now we are just not producing enough iron. So let's get stuck in. First things first. Okay, I've set up the Shiverthorn farming setup. I've set up the Kindle Vine farming setup. Now, the difference between the two, Kindle Vine is the kind of red stuff, the orange stuff, that's the hot stuff, and then Shiverthorn is the blue stuff, the cold stuff. The reason I want to set up the Shiverthorn first is because Shiverthorn makes plant matter directly through this process. And we'll move our production. Right now we're producing our biomass over there. I'm going to move it over here, and when we get the better belt, I'm going to change the belt setup. I've opened up a little area so that we have space for a new tower, because this one is already full. We have this platform down because this is where I want to put some more power, which will come. And then I have tunneled around the ore deposits, because we get access to other areas. So there's a lot more space to mine, and in fact the iron mine, just behind the iron mine, is another iron deposit, which is pretty nice. I've also dug around the copper side so that we can open up to have more miners around here, and we can also dig around this deposit to get to the back end, so there's a lot of surface area. We are not limited to this level. We can go up a level and mine even more. I've also done that to the limestone. I know that we can make limestone through the Kindle Vine process, but I don't really want to do that. I want to use that Kindle Vine extract for what we want to use it for, and have a stock of it. So we are going to add more. I've already put in another miner in preparation. We could go around this deposit and get more. I've flattened the ground out. I've put power floors in, because there are fast inserters that require power. So also bear that in mind. So we have a good foundation set. We also have a lot of purple cores saved up. So the purple cores, when stuff becomes available, that is important. I don't want to do the mole speed just yet, not really important. I don't have access to the crafting speed 2 yet, but also not important. I do have all of the belts and inserters unlocked, except for one inserter which comes much further down the line, and I really could use that now. Under transportation, I'm not so worried about suit speed, but maybe we'll get that in this episode. Energy, everything is done. I desperately want to get to the next level so we can build water wheels and increase our energy production. And then under science, we could do the mass collect, the mass erase. If I didn't explain it properly previously, the mass collect allows you to grab stuff off belts and out of machines over an area. The mass erase allows you to delete buildable items. And while editing the last episode, I realized that it was a little dark. So what I've done is I've shoved in lights in between machines, so we have some lights, and I'm hoping this looks a lot better. Your comments would be appreciated. We do have the overhead lights, which give even more light. Those are available, but I'm not too concerned about them right now. So let's do all this work and get our processor started up. Okay, so we're at the Shiverthorn farm. I've got 4 planters. But yeah, from my experience in the previous round, it doesn't seem that you use as much Shiverthorn as Kindle Vine. So, on the Kindle Vine side, we've got 6. What I've got here is a box that I've got some seeds in, and once we're ready to go, then I'll just load those seeds in. So the output from these planters is Shiverthorn. and those will output and go into this machine. I did expand this platform a little bit further back so that I could fit this thresher in on the, because we can't remove this plant, unfortunately. So yeah, I've moved things back a little bit so that I could fit this thresher in over here, and then we'll just feed stuff. Anyway, that's beside the point. So this thresher will put out Shiverthorn buds, which will come out over here on this line and go to these two threshers, and it'll put out seeds. Now, for that, we need to filter our output. So we can put a filter inserter in and rotate it the correct direction. Click on E and say, okay, this will be Shiverthorn seed. So the Shiverthorn seed will come out over there. This will be inputs, so it doesn't really matter. So right now, I'm not going to use up my fast inserters. I'll just use the normal inserters. And then on this side, we're going to need the filter inserters again. And those will take out Shiverthorn. Shiverthorn buds. Now, to be able to see those tags, just go into Alt mode by pressing Alt, and that will show you all the little tags. So we can go through and do the rest of these. With the Shiverthorn buds outputting onto this belt, it goes into this little splitter and splits into two machines. Now, right now, I've got two inserters feeding in there and two inserters feeding into this thresher. And I put them in early because I needed to ramp these belts over, and this was the easiest way to do it. These output belts. This is a little tricky because these machines put out quite a lot, and the belts and inserters aren't going to handle the load, and eventually things will clog up inside these machines and the process will stop. So right now, I'm going to set it up in a simple way as possible with filter inserters, and these will be set to Shiverthorn extract. And the same on this machine. Now I've run out, but I think I am producing them, so bonus. Ah yes, plenty. And those are now set to output the Shiverthorn extract. This is probably not going to be enough, unfortunately, but we work with what we've got. And then on this side, and this is the reason I wanted to do it, because the output on this side will be plant matter. And we can do the same on this machine. Right, and that's those set up. So now the plant matter is going to come down this line. It's going to go through here. I'm going to put a storage box over here for buffering. Basically in the same way that I normally do it, with an overflow. And then over in this area, I'm going to have a couple of assemblers making our biobricks, which means that we're going to change the setup. We're going to change the belts underneath. And I have leveled the ground, so we have more space to walk underneath. And this will be the new platform for the underground belts. And I've got to hand crank these again. I don't have to hand crank these anymore because I'm actually producing enough power without them. But I'm going to do it anyway. So now I just have to put the inserters into the planters, and this system should be ready to rock and roll. The bonus here is that your plant matter is coming out over here, your limestone is right here, so this is the obvious place to put up a bio brick production plant. Okay, I've got all the inserters over here. I'm going to put one more inserter over here. Okay, so that'll take in our seeds. We can put another one. That's the last thing I'm going to do, but I just noticed a little problem on the corner here, so let's go and fix that up. Alright, I think we're ready to rock and roll. All I need to do is plug my seeds in. And the seeds are going in. What I am going to do though, I'm just going to grab half of them. And I'm going to just load the machines by hand. So we're going to give them a little kickstart. Okay, so while these are growing, let me go and put my storage boxes in. Put a line down here and a line coming out on this side. Add some inserters. That'll be out, out, in. Cool, and we've got space for a couple of assemblers. I do want to do storage for the Shiverthorn extract. I'll figure out how I'm going to do that after I finish this little section, but I do believe that there will be a little bit of space over here for me to do that. But let's get the Kindle Vine sorted out next. I'm going to do basically the same thing, filter things out. Let's start with the inserters on the seeds. Okay, so all the planters are sorted out with inserters. We'll put this one in as well. Right, then we've got to put an output for the seeds, and this is to be a filter. And that will be Kindle Vine seed on both of those. This will be our input. So this machine will take in Kindle Vine. It'll put out seeds on one side and Kindle Vine stems on the other side. So filter again. And Kindle Vine stems, which are these stick-looking things. Right, that finishes up that phase. Now this works slightly differently to the Shiverthorn, in that you don't get plant matter out straight off the bat, but you can turn part of it into plant matter if need be. So what happens with the second set of threshers? Because we've got the Kindle Vine stems coming out of here, and they get fed into these two threshers via these inserters. Well, we get, once again, we get two outputs. Now, this is tricky because the two outputs are even. So just for the sake of consistency and with the equipment that we've got at the moment, I'm going to take out, using a filter inserter, this will be the Kindle Vine extract. Now, ideally, I should be splitting, because we've got 4 outputs that we can use. Ah, and I'm missing a piece of belt. We've got 4 outputs we could use. We should actually be splitting them evenly for this. But I'm going to rebuild this all at some stage. This is just the starting point. Okay, that belt's in. Filter inserters. At least we can get most of the stuff out. Okay, and we'll set this to plant matter fiber. And just set these last 2 to Kindle Vine extract. Okay. So same thing again. I'm going to put in a storage box over here with an overflow for the Kindle Vine extract and then for the plant matter fiber, and then the Kindle Vine extract will come across this way, and we're going to use it very close by, I think. But before I carry on, I just need to formalize this limestone. I know that at this stage we don't have a lot of use for Kindle Vine extract. We will very soon, but we don't have a lot of use for it now. So we could use a smelter and make some limestone out of the Shiverthorn extract, which I may still do to top up the system. I still need to get limestone out, so I just want to make this a little bit better and be able to feed it with proper fuel. Because when we get to the Shiverthorn coolant, we actually need limestone as well. And that we're going to have to probably bring up through the floor in this area, which means that our Shiverthorn extract could possibly come across here and feed in this side. Yeah, maybe the limestone can come in over here. Alright, we'll just sort that out and I'll be back in a sec. I'm back and things are moving along nicely. We have our biobrick production up and running. Almost working perfectly, except we don't have enough limestone coming through as yet. It is coming through, but I'm probably going to need more miners. Because limestone is also used to make the Shiverthorn coolant, and that's obviously taking some of it. So it may not be a bad idea at some point to either build another miner or convert some of the Kindle Vine into limestone. But we'll work that out. At the moment, we have what looks to be a relatively secure supply of biobricks. It is starting to back up. It isn't connected to the other side yet. We've still got to do that. But yeah, we're producing processes, and we actually have unlocked. Let's see how many we have. Exactly 40. Good. So we can take that and go and supply and repair that door. The WO door. Okay, we're back in the facility where we got all the planters and threshers, and this is the door that we can unlock. And we'll do the repair.
We're in. Scan
Cool.
those mining charges. Something keeps pinging this terminal with the most irritating supply requisition I've ever seen. Wait, it's the Excalibur. But why would they requisition? Hold on. It's not a requisition at all. Someone is using the supply management system to send a distress call? These beacons only light up when someone becomes unable to trigger a distress call themselves. Or worse. We need to find the source of that signal. Somebody needs our help.
Okay, Sparks. So in the meantime, we're just going to run around and scan more stuff. Hard drive, craft speed 2, another laptop, inserter, added to databank. Everything's going well back at the base now. I have upgraded some belts, just the belts from the limestone out, and I've added another limestone miner. It's a bit of a tricky one because these use a lot now. These two machines are keeping up, and we're building up a bit of a stockpile. So yeah, it's looking good, even with the slow inserters. But I did put fast inserters on the miner belt. We are going to have to attend to that emergency beacon very soon, but before we do that, crank, because we are using a lot more power than we have now, I need to do an upgrade. Pop that in. I need 180 plant matter frames. And we have them. So we can upgrade the terminal. Now that that's unlocked, let's go and have a look at our tech tree. So we've opened up another line. Very important. I do have quite a few cores, so we'll get the mining charges. But more important than that, I want water wheels. And then we'll come back to that. So
mining charge. Manual placement and detonation required. Unihas worksuit shielding in effect.
okay, so we can blow things up now. So let's sort out our energy problem. Let's have a look at the recipe for the water wheel. So we need 5 iron frames, mechanical components, electrical components. Well, let's get a few of those built. And before we sort out the power, I want to have a look at what we need to manufacture the mining charges. So mining charges need plant matter frames, Shiverthorn extract, and Kindle Vine extract. Okay. Well, everything that we need is right here. But I do have a problem because I'm not producing enough plant matter frames. They are going very, very slowly. So let me rearrange a belt or two here and put in another assembler for that. With that, we can double our production. And also sort out the backlog that we've got on this plant matter line. Okay, I've decided I'm going to do it this way because I need space for storage. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to lift the belt over here. I'm going to take a belt out from the Kindle Vine extract and rotate, put it in there. This one, ramp it over the top. And just have one going in. That should do it. And then we'll just feed that into there, that into there, that into there. Set this up for mining charges and put them into storage. Another thing that I've done, which is going to save us on resources later, a lot of these things I don't need a full container of, especially inserters and belts. So what I have done is I've taken, now for example, if we take limestone, because we have an abundance of it right now, and it doesn't really take much to do this, but if you right click, it drops 1. So you can go through and just fill up the spaces you don't want anything in, and that will make sure that you limit the production on an item. That also frees up resources and allows other resources further down the line to have more access. So we do have Mark II belts now being manufactured because we have the coolant. Coolant is also going over here. This will come later. And if we have a look at our research, you'll see that we have unlocked cooling systems when we unlock this line with the last upgrade on the terminal. So that means we need cooling systems, and if I remember correctly, I did reserve this one for cooling systems. Yes, I did. And that sorts out the needs for that. So we'll get cooling systems built up as we go. Yeah, I just checked my explosives and there were none in, and I was wondering why, and then realized that I'd left out the inserters. Okay, we're in desperate need of some power, so I grabbed a few water wheels. I'll put 2 in over there, and I'll put another 2 in over here. Okay, and then our power, oof, it's tight. It's tight, but we're getting there. So a few more water wheels and we can sort ourselves out for quite a while. I've manufactured 4 more water wheels, so I'm going to break some of those down eventually, but I'm going to put a couple of rows in here just to give us some more base power. Yeah, so let's just measure things out a little. We can easily fit 6 in here. We'll be able to have a line of them. So let's put this in, put our water wheels in, and I'll put them in the wrong way around so they look dodgy. That's better. And then I think I'll just do another row. Put those in. That should give us fairly good power now. Yeah, we're still struggling. Oh, of course, I haven't connected this bottom platform. Don't forget to connect your bottom platform. Now that that's connected, there we go. We are producing more than we need, and we're obviously just going to carry on building that up. But yeah, we've got places to go. We have an emergency beacon that someone's going to start nagging me about fairly soon, so let's grab what we need. We've got a whole bunch of mining charges. That's very nice. And I know I'm going to need some cooling systems, so we'll grab those, and then we're going to head out to the emergency beacon. Okay, so for this we are heading north. And then we need to turn east. And it's, some copper over here.
Don't forget to follow up on that signal if you aren't on your way there already, and move fast. An
Dude,
automated
chill, I'm
distress
there.
call doesn't fire off from one of our suits for nothing. Go!
She seems quite intent that I do this thing. Alright. Okay, so in my hovering state, I'm able to hover at a higher level because, might as well look. We look at the map. What we're going to is actually above us. So we're going to need to step it up again anyway. Right, and we have broken through to this place. We have lots of green stuff. The thing with this green stuff is you can't get through it. So, that's where the mining charges come in. So I'm going to clear out a little bit, expose as much of the green as I can. Okay, so this is where we are. I will now allocate those mining charges, and we'll start planting them and blowing up this green stuff. Now these things are directional, so be careful how you place them. You place them, you press E, boom, makes a hole. Now this stuff here is different. This is the core Atlantum. So we just got some Atlantum ore, which we need for the next unlock. But we are now exposing this Atlantum core here that can only be mined with a Mark II miner. Alright, well we've exposed this one pretty nicely, so yeah, we'll have to put floors around it so that we're able to mine it at some point. But it does float, so that's cool. But we need to get to EB, and that makes the hole. We also need a lot of Atlantum core for the next upgrade, so I'm going to grab as much of this green stuff as I can. Alright, that's cleared out enough. I do have enough on me now, so let's go and have a look at what's in here. With our scanner ready to go. Okay, there's a door there. What's on this side? Not much over here. Alright. Wait, there seems to be some kind of a way through. Nope, nothing important by the looks of things. So, scan. And that gives us tool belt 3. Inspect, and we need 300 copper and 40 cooling systems, which are upgraded. Okay, so it turns out we found the Excalibur. It's sideways. Pretty difficult to get around. But I'm sure there will be things in here that we can get. So. Oh, look, a couple of water wheels. Oh, some extra power stuff. And another scannable. Accumulator 2. And what do we have here? Blue core. That was the last one we needed. Ah, see something up top. The flatten technology, 7x7 flatten with your mole. That's nice. All sorts of good stuff in here. And 5x9 tunneling. So I assume it's 5x5 at the bottom by 9 high.
Only one person would have been in that chair.
Oh, dude didn't make it. And then, yeah. Hell of a thing. Alright, let's see. What do we have down here? Doesn't look like there's anything more that we can find. It does look like something fell through the floor. Oh, there it is. A green cube.
This is Colonel Stafan Wagner. Your suit is failing
Stefan!
to transmit a signature. Identify yourself.
Paladin? Sir, you're alive!
In much the same way that you are, it would seem. It is a strange thing to be a witness to your own lifeless body.
I was unlucky enough to end up next to mine too, but yeah.
I'm not sure what we are now, but I know somehow that I am still myself. I am conscious, I am choosing these words. My experience of this loss is emotional.
Hey, I'm in no better shape than you are. And this breaker has something wrong with their suit. For all we know, they could be a stack of drones in a trench coat. Either way, at least we've got a body to work with.
Precisely. For now, we must focus on goals that we can achieve. If the sensors from my command bridge were correct, our manufacturing in Sector Victor has been compromised. How far has your exhaustive reconstruction progressed?
Exhaustive reconstruction? Sir, it's the entire sector.
My apologies, Sergeant. I did not realize you had more pressing commitments.
We're rebuilding, sir, but mostly to focus on recovering signals for search and rescue. We can't reach command, we don't have orders, and for all we know, every sector could be exactly like this one. Gone.
Sergeant, your unit could go for months without direction from the surface. That's what deep reconnaissance is about. That's why we chose you to lead it. The resources we came here to harvest, refine, and bring home to Earth are still needed. There is no hardship we can face that is not pale in comparison to the strife that will be visited upon humanity if we fail. Until we learn otherwise, our mission to industrialize this world remains. And rest assured that we will rescue everyone we can to help us accomplish it. But we will accomplish it.
I understand. Either way, sir, we're going to give it everything we've got.
Good. Now let us find our friends.
Okay, so thought I'd give you a taste of the story while finding our way back to the base. Yeah, that's given us a nice hall to go through. Anyway, we've got upgrades to do. And it seems we have another beacon available. Alright, I'll just let that ding in the background while I put this Atlantum Ore in the machine. Nice. We need 900 processor units, and processor units are currently being made extremely slowly. We may have to have a completely separate facility for the processor units because there is another item which is dependent on them that we need quite a lot of later on.
Triangulated. New location added to HUD. Heavy interference.
Sweet, which one? And for that supply and repair door, RD 3215 with 80 Atlantum Ore and 10 cooling systems. Okay, we'll get there. There is another spot we can get Atlantum Ore from, so that's no real problem. Power is still an issue, so we'll go and put another row in here, over here. And we picked up a couple of handy water wheels in the container down under. So we'll put them in over here and rotate that. I think I got it the right way around. Yes. Alright, power now. Looking better. Which means we don't actually need these three anymore, so I'm going to just remove them. We also have a red flashing cross at our research cores. But I'm not too stressed about that at the moment. We have quite a lot, but we have unlocked something. So let's see what we've got. I would like to increase mining speed. That would be good. But it's almost not worth it if we are not increasing smelting speed further. Just means that we need less miners for more smelters. Well, that couldn't be a bad thing, so probably a good thing to do. What I do want, assembly speed. But that uses the blue cores, which we haven't got yet. Okay, we'll skip through that. We can get monorail systems, blue cores again. So it looks like we're coming to the end of the purple cores. Nothing new in transportation. Accumulator 2, that could be a good thing. That's also blue cores. And oh, hang on, what was that? We could probably get power amp too. That'll give us an extra 10% power. And, well, I suppose we should research blue cores, because without them we can't really advance any further. And we might as well start up some kind of a facility actually making cores now, because we're going to need a lot of blue cores. Okay, what I'm going to do between episodes, I will increase the number of smelters. I want to increase the number of miners on each side. We are kind of, yeah, we were straining a little bit with both actually. All the new stuff that we've built in has taken up a lot of the base components, so more of them are being produced. So we're going to need some more mining production. That means that I'll move the storage boxes for the ores down to the mines, and that will give us a the opportunity to extend these belts. At the same time, I'm going to have to put in faster belts because these belts are not going to be able to deal with the extra load. So there's this one assembler left that hasn't got anything in it. And the reason for that is because there is one more stacker that is going to come at some point. It's a very good one, and it needs quite a lot of stuff, actually. But that one's already set up to receive what it needs, as and when. The one thing I haven't done because we were short of processors is actually automate the fast inserters. They need processors, but we need them for other stuff as well. So from time to time, obviously I think this box is empty, but from time to time I'll grab a few processors and build some. But I do have 45 fast inserters on me, so I'm not too concerned about that. But I think we've made great progress in this video, and we'll carry it on. Also, don't forget, you have mines already in the Lime area, so no reason not to use them for something. It's not too far away, and you've got those resources right there. You've got the miners, you've already got a couple of smelters, so yeah, you might as well use them. So that might mean that we could connect a floor through there. Maybe bring resources back here, maybe process them on that side, depending on what we want to achieve. Another little trick that you might not be aware of, if you look at the taskbar at the bottom, you've got the 1 and 2. At the moment, the 1 is the F keys and the 2 is the number keys. If you press Control and 1, you can switch them around, and then Control and 2 to switch back. So just something handy you can note. And I think we'll also, in an upcoming video, just have a look at the belt dynamics, because there are a couple of tricks that are pretty handy to know. We'll also be doing a couple of belt spirals, because this will not be only one level high. There's going to be another level on top of this once all of this is sorted out and working. So yeah, you got that to look forward to. But yeah, if you've got any comments, let me know. If there's anything that I've missed, I would appreciate a bit of feedback. This is only my second playthrough, so if I do miss things, and I know I will miss things, yeah, let me know about them. But if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. Hit the bell icon for notifications. And thank you so much for joining me. Till next time, cheers.